Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here to do something a little bit different because today I'm going to go ahead and recreate the Sims 2 Smith's house in The Sims 4. And this is also going to be a collab with one of my best friends, SpringSims. So a little while ago, probably like a few weeks ago from when you see this video, he went ahead and asked me if I was up to do another collab. And I say another because we've done maybe this is our 8th, I think. We've done quite a lot. And he went ahead and asked me if I was up to do this idea where basically we kind of choose a house for each other to recreate. And this is going up on a Tuesday, and every Tuesday Stephen does a Sims 2 video on his channel. So we kind of did the idea where I chose a house in The Sims 4 for him to go ahead and recreate in The Sims 2, and he picked a Sims 2 house for me to recreate in The Sims 4, if that makes sense. So he went ahead and gave me the Smith's household, and I gave him the BFF household from Willow Creek. So that's what we're recreating. If you want to go ahead and see his recreation of the BFF household in The Sims 2, then go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link down below to it. So yeah, I'm really happy how this turned out so far, I say, because I haven't finished this home yet. I'm just getting a little head start on the voiceover. I've got like 4 minutes worth of footage I've done, well, just over 5 minutes worth of footage I've done so far, because I was building this house and then my family went out for a bit, so I've got a chance now to get the voiceover done. And I do like to do the voiceovers when nobody's home. I mean, I can do it if I know everybody's downstairs, but everybody's out the house at the minute, which is, oh god, I can't speak, which is even better, because sometimes I feel like people are listening and it kind of puts us off a little bit. Anyway, so I've done that, like, about I would say the outside structure and the floor plan and all the wall coverings and why can't I think of the word? Flooring and stuff. I don't know why I forgot that word. In the house so far, but I mean, you will not see the other bits. It's just for me. I'm going to have to pause the recording and then go ahead and finish off the rest of the build and then come back, but you probably won't notice that. Anyway, if this is the first video you're watching of mine and you're coming over from Stephen's channel, my name is Thomas and my channel here is called Thomas TV, where, well, I mean, you can probably tell that from the channel name. I don't know why I had to say that, but yeah. And I make a range of different Sims 4 speed build videos mainly, so I do actually have a mansion build series that I do. So every Sunday on my channel we'll do a 64 by 64 lot mansion build, so if you like to see big homes, then that might be a good series for you to watch. And I also have a renovation series on my channel where I go ahead and renovate your lots that you submit on the gallery for me, and I go ahead and renovate them every Saturday in my series called Fix Me Thomas TV. So you can go ahead and use that hashtag on the gallery to go ahead and submit a rundown lot that you want me to renovate, and I do that every Saturday as well. And then on the other days of the week which I upload, I just do kind of what I want really, you know, just a range of different speed builds mostly, but I do some other things now and again too. So there's lots on this channel if you like The Sims, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. So I tried to recreate this house tile for tile. Now I think I did a good job apart from like one tile. I think I was so annoyed because I thought that I'd done it all, you know, exactly how it was, and you know, I just did it all and everything seemed to be working well. But then on the back porch, like not the back porch but the balcony at the back, I was going to go ahead and put the windows in, but it wouldn't really line up that well, so I had a little bit of trouble there. And I'm sure there was one other place where the window didn't exactly match up to what it was in The Sims 2, so that was a little bit frustrating. But it's, you know, it still looks like, well, I'd say pretty much identical, but at the same time, this is a Sims 4 after all, so we don't have everything in The Sims 2 that we had. One example of that is the siding. Now, I was so annoyed because I thought we had yellow siding in the game, but we actually don't. So I just had to use this one, which I just went in the colour filter and went down into siding and then filtered for yellow, and this was like the only shade that I could find closest to yellow, which was so irritating because I was sure we had like a really bright yellow siding in games, but I mean, this is the closest I get, so I didn't want to have to end up using CC, so this is the closest I can get without, you know, using CC and stuff. But, you know, I still think it looks great in terms of how I managed to replicate it, because I didn't think I would do, like, you know, this decent of a job. I mean, I'm saying like that, like I'm really like praising myself, and it probably didn't even turn out that well. And I'm saying that, and I haven't even done the interior finishing yet, so I don't really want to get too ahead of myself. But in terms of what I've done so far for the structure, I think I tried to replicate it as much as I can. And yeah, so there was another problem as well that I kind of faced, which is coming up around now, is that when I was going to do the floor plan for the upstairs, the kind of rooms that are closest to the front of the house, where those little like 3 little dormers are on the top, in that area of the upstairs floor plan, I couldn't get it exactly right and had no idea why, because I literally thought I'd, you know, replicated it fine. What I actually did was, to make sure I could, you know, get it perfect, is I went into The Sims 2 and just recorded me, like, touring the house and, like, you know, just doing that. So I had this recording on my second monitor, and I kind of just keep playing and pausing wherever I needed to see that particular part that I'm working on. And I've also run out of footage now, so what you'll be seeing now is what I've done after I finish this voiceover. I know it's a really random way to do it, but it still works, I suppose. So yeah, that's what I kind of did, and it actually made it a little bit easier to replicate. I mean, I could have done photos as well, but it was just kind of good to make sure I get every, you know, sort of angle, so I can move the camera around in different ways instead of having to take like a million screenshots, if that makes sense. So that way it just worked out a little bit easier for me. So we're now working on the landscaping, and the thing about this build is that the landscaping is very, very simple, like even like a new definition of simple to me, because there's literally just these couple of plants and then a few trees put around, and that's it. So it's very different from me landscaping, because landscaping is my favourite thing to do. It's funny that I'm doing a collab with SpringSims, because he's also Mr. Plant Crazy. I'm Mr. Plant Crazy 2.0, so I think this was just meant to be. Anyway, so yeah, it was kind of hard to do that, and that's also another thing about this home, is also in the interior, it's very, very simple. There's like barely any decoration, just very, very simple things. Even some of the rooms upstairs don't even have any furnishing in it, so it's very odd home, I guess you could say. So, but yeah, so how many times do I have to say but yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, so right now we're just going around with the bushes. As you can see, they're literally just all around the house. There's 2 different variations and that's it. There's also a big pool in this home though, and that's what I did there. But I also noticed here that the actual home is on grass, not sand like it is in Oasis Springs. Now, this is one of the reasons why I don't build in Oasis Springs, is because of the grass thing. I don't know why, I just don't like doing builds that are not on grass for some reason. So that was kind of the case here, and the world, Strange Town, to me, like the closest thing I could find in The Sims 4 was Oasis Springs, because this home was in Strange Town in The Sims 2. So this was the closest thing to do. And I found that a 30 by 20 was going to be too small, and the 40 by 30 was maybe just about the right size, and that's what I went ahead and did. But the only 40 by 30 I could find, because I didn't even look really, to be honest, but this one turned out to have sand, which is a little bit irritating, but I just went ahead with the terrain paint and went ahead and put down some grass. It doesn't really look that great, and it may look a little bit odd when it's not in build mode, because that white line that goes around the lot, that kind of changes it to how it's actually going to look, because when that's not there, the terrain paints compared to what it's actually like in the world can be really different actually. So you have to be careful of that sort of stuff. So it's probably going to be a little bit odd, but I mean, this is a one-off sort of thing. Anyway, so right now we're working on the interior, as you can see, and again, like I said earlier, I did have the video that I recorded in the Sims 2 house kind of playing, and I'll keep going back and forwards to pause it to see what I need to do. So if you do see pauses during this bit, then that's why, because I was just kind of going back and forwards to try and, you know, see what I need to do. I did try to cut out some bits where I paused for a bit longer, but there may be a few seconds where I kind of stopped for a second. Anyway, so this is the kitchen here, and it is again very, very simple. I also learned from my friend Chrissy York. She actually said, because I did a Sims 2 to Sims 4 build recreation a few weeks ago, and I had a few questions about it, and she answered them in the comment section. I can't remember everything I asked about, but one of them was that I couldn't find the cabinets for the kitchen in The Sims 2, and I was so like confused because I just didn't know anywhere to look. But she actually told me that The Sims 2 doesn't even have any cabinets, which is a bit odd. So I spent all the time looking for them, and I just didn't even have them in game to begin with. So that was one thing, and there was something else as well. I can't remember. Anyway, that kind of just helped me a little bit here, because I didn't have to spend as much trying to look around for something that isn't even in the game. Well, this is in The Sims 4, but I mean, you know what I mean. Anyway, so this room, that little kind of 3x3 room behind the bathroom in this blue room is, I think it's supposed to be like a little closet room, but it doesn't have anything in it, like not one thing. So I didn't do that in the Sims 4 house either. Again, it looks a little bit odd in the Sims 4. Well, I suppose it does in the Sims 2 as well, having so many blank spaces, but it was kind of hard for me because I always like to fill up every space in a build, which, you know, I've kind of learned recently that it isn't always a bad thing to have blank spaces in a build. It doesn't make the build look bad for not being fully decorated, but this is maybe a different that case because it looks really, really bad. But this isn't my building skills if you're new here. I feel like I'm a little bit of a better builder than what this turned out to be, but remember, I was trying to kind of replicate it. Why can't I think the word tile for tile, I guess you could say. So that's why it may look a little bit odd in The Sims 4. But yes, that's the end of today's build. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comments section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. And don't forget to head over to SpringSims' channel to check out his recreation of the BFF household from The Sims 4 into The Sims 2. And I'll leave a link down below to that. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!